this plate the last time I think it was the last time I was in thrifting, and I showed it. Maybe the time before, I don't remember. But I'm going to put an image on it. It was 50 cents. And it has this wood pattern look. And what I'm going to do with it is I've picked out an image I already had from Etsy, and I'll leave the link down below. And I went into my Silhouette software and I resized it, and what I'm going to do is, up next, I'm going to show you in Silhouette software how I've got it round. I rounded the picture out and printed it, and then I trimmed around the circle because all that was left was the circle with this in it, the image in it. And I used just scissors to trim around it. So what I'm trying to say is, you can do this, you can resize your image and get it to fit properly without having a cameo, and you can use the Silhouette software for the resizing and everything. So I'm going to show you how I did that. But after that, I think what I'm going to do, well, I know, and I went into my Silhouette software, and you do need your cutter for this, so, and I got to thinking, well, you know, I have those letter stamps from IOD. I have several of them. I could have just, you know, placed them on here and grouped them the way I wanted them for welcome, and then put the carrier sheet down on them, and I could have stamped it, but I already had this cut out. But if you don't have a Silhouette, you can do that if you have the IOD stamps or some kind of stamps. But anyways, I've cut out a welcome stencil that I'll put right there. And I also cut out the star out of stencil material. But I think I'll put one here, maybe one here, and one here. But before I do all that, well, the first thing I want to do is I do want to go ahead and stencil this on. I'm going to have to figure out what color I'm going to do it in. And then I'll paint behind this plaster, so this will show up better. I don't know if I really need to do that, because all I printed this out is a copy paper and it's white behind, so I really don't think I need to do that. Okay, so I'm going to start in by stenciling this. I'm going to go ahead and show you how I resized my photo, brought it in to Silhouette software. Free software. It'll help you if you're wanting to resize and print things. And if you ever have a question, you just go to YouTube and you find, you know, you look it up. But what I'm going to be showing you, you can do with the free version of Silhouette Studio. Alright, so I'm going to go on to that, and then I'm going to get started on this. Okay, I'm going to use my Silhouette Studio to size my image, and I want to show you all how to do it. This is in Silhouette Studio, and what I'm doing is in the basic edition. I do have the business edition, but the basic edition will do that. If you want to resize your images and stuff, this program is so easy to use. And if you don't know how to do it, something you're looking for, just go to YouTube, type in what you're looking for, get an explanation, they'll show you what to do, and go in there and do it. Sometimes you have to repeat doing things before you know a program and exactly what to do. I still look things up because there's things I don't use all the time, and I just go over to YouTube and find it, figure it out again, and use it. So anyways, I'm going to go over here on File, and I'm going to hit Merge. And I already know where my image is that I want to use. You just have to know where it's at on your desk, on your computer. I'm going to bring it in, and I'm going to resize this down to, I'm going to lock it so when I type in something, it'll stay that way. I'm going to type in, it'll be a 12. I'm going to type in 12-inch instead of resizing everything. Now, I'm going to get right here where my shapes are, and I'm going to click the oval here. Then I'm going to hold down my Shift key, and when I hold down my Shift key, it makes a circle. And I'm going to pull that down and make a circle. Now I want my circle to be 8 inches. And if you wanted to 8.5, but I chose 8 because that's as big as my printer will print on a regular sheet of paper. So I am going to, I still have the ratio locked, and on my width, I'm going to type in 8 enter. I'm going to put this circle here on my picture, and I barely see it, but I do see it. I want to size this where what I want in the picture will be there. And I'm going to have to, it's not going to fit the trees in perfectly. It'll cut some of the trees off and stuff. So I think I can bring it in without messing up the look of the picture. Sometimes when you do that, it'll make like the sheep will look real squatty. But this one will work just fine. Bring it in just a little bit. And I'll just kind of center it where I want it up some. And I could leave it where it was at and then pull my picture up some to fill it in, or bring my picture up, one of the two. Okay, I think that's what I want. Now, I'll click off, I'll go over and I'll select both of them. And I'll go right over here to, it's called the Modify panel. And I'll click that and I'm going to crop it. Go right here where it says crop. And there I have a perfect circle. Then from there, I want to show you how to print, because this is going to be not tricky, but you just got to get used to it. You got to know what you're doing a little bit. I don't know a lot. Anyways, let's go over here. I'm going to go hit print. I don't know. I might need to scoot my image over just a smidget. Now I'm going to go over here to print. I'm going to hit the print, and then I'm going to go to select my printer, which is my Canon. I'm going to go to preferences, and on my Canon, it's on the main page. I want the print preview marked. You want to make sure you have that marked so it doesn't start printing and maybe the image be a little bit off the page or something. Now, and then I want it on high quality and OK, and I would hit apply if it's the first time I've done it. Now I'm going to hit print, and it's going to give me a preview. I want to make sure I'm not cutting something off, you know. Yeah, right here. It's not getting all the image. So I'm going to hit cancel. Go here. I selected it. I'm going to use my arrow key and probably just go over. I just tapped it twice. Let's see what that does. And remember, I'm going to get a print preview before it prints. It's still cutting just a smidget bit of it off, so I'll cancel it. Select this. I'm going to move it over 1. I'd rather go through it a lot like that as to print what I don't want. Print. There, I think that got it all. And now I just hit start printing, and I could print this out and do a print and cut, but I'm just going to go ahead and print it out and just cut around it myself. All right, I think I'm going to use burnt umber on this. And if it doesn't look right, I don't think it looks right, I'll go back over it with black. But I'm going to try that, something besides black. I'm going to have to be careful because this is not, I don't want any bleeding. This may not show up good enough. I think I'll do these two right here and then check it out. I'm just using a makeup sponge. Okay, let me see how that looks. It really doesn't show up very well. I think it probably better go, I mean it shows up, but I think the black would show up better, so I'm gonna go to the black. And I hope this sound on this video is okay. I've got to get another phone. So it seems to be not working. And it probably has to do with making something the other day. And I had my bowl sitting here. My phone was sitting over here. And I had avocado oil. I was pouring into the bowl. And I poured it fast. And it sloshed out. And it went over on my phone. So I'm lucky my phone's even working, because it was full of avocado oil. I grabbed it real fast and turned it upside down and started grabbing paper towels. I think that's going to show up better. Going up on my finger, stenciling it. Okay, I think that got it. I don't want to go so much that I bleed under. Okay, I'm going to remove it. Now, so I don't have the stencil look, I'm going to find a paintbrush. I needed a small one, and I'm just going to fill that in where they separate. And hope my eyes see well enough to do it. Oh, jeezy peasy, I should just left the separations in them. A little bit of paint. Okay. I took the stencil look out of it, except that one I went a little wonky. I don't know if I should try to fix it or just leave it. I think that kind of helped it. Just made it a little thicker looking. Okay, now I'm going to let that dry a little bit. Wipe my hands down. And I think all I'm going to do is I'm going to go over this with some brown wax on the edges and right through here and a little bit right through here to kind of shade it, and on the outside. And then I'm going to put my image down. Alright, I have my brown wax. It's the Jolie top coat. I'll link it down below. And I'm just going to go right in here to start with. Maybe go up a little higher now. I think that'll give it a little depth. I'm not going to paint it, so this is going to be, should be an easy project. I mean, I did have to make the stencils and resize it, but Really didn't take that long. Come on, go up. Alright, that's enough for that. Now I'm going to go around the edge of the plate. I'm going to finish doing this because you can see what I'm doing. And then I'll come back and do the rest of it. You know, I forgot my stars. Okay, that's good. Now I have to make sure this is in place right where I want it. Thinking that's good and even. I'm wondering how to do this. Probably just follow the wax line, really. We'll see. Trying to hang on to it and keep it in place. Let's see how that, oh, I think I moved it just as I laid it down. Not much, it's okay. And I don't think I'm going to hold y'all and have you watch me do all this because I've done it time after time. I'm just going to finish this up right here and I'll be back and we'll see if I'm going to do anything else. I'm not for sure that I'll have to do anything else. Alright, I've decided I'm going to try a bow on there. I'm not for sure I'll use it, but I'm going to do one. And I did, on my plate here, I did go over the top with Mod Podge of the image. And yes, I forgot to put the hairspray on it, so I had to put hairspray on it and let it dry. And then I went over it with Mod Podge. So I'm just going to make a quick bow. I think that tail, I don't know if I need more tail than that. I might need just a little more tail. I can always cut it off. And I'm just making this bow to the edge of the plastic on the Bowdabra. I like to use the Bowdabra because I get everything pretty even that way. Okay, bring this up, and we'll tie it tight. Make sure it's in the middle. I am not good at making bows. A lot of times, even with the Bowdabra, I am not good at it. I think that one turned out all right. Sometimes I don't even cut that string off that I tie with in the middle. I'll just leave it because it's jute. And now, I'm not going to do anything right this second, but I'm thinking I'm going to put it like right in here because I think it needs something. I don't think the black star would be quite enough. I'll probably cut the tails off some. and something else. Maybe some Sweet Annie. You know, I like Sweet Annie and I have plenty of it. Might stick some coming up through there. But I have to let this dry first, and my glue gun is heating up. I don't know what else to do to it. All right, I'm going to let this dry. My heat gun will get hot, and we'll try putting on some Sweet Annie. All right, this is dry, and I think I'm going to put the bow about right there. And I did trim the ends off a little. Scissors. Start clipping me some of this. This bunch is really thick. Get down towards the bottom. Just a hole. Okay. I think I need my little spatula. Couldn't find my spatula, so I found some fingertips. Pushing them down into the hot glue. Scissors. Don't really like. Let's see, that will be a good one. Maybe I can gather several of those up. Where you get some of this Sweet Annie, and if you use it for crafting, it doesn't take a whole lot. Okay, hang on to that. That one needs to be trimmed a bit. Let me get a rusty star and see what that looks like. I'll be right back. Okay, I did glue this type star down. And I've got some distress ink here in walnut. And I'm going around on my image. I'm going to go kind of back and forth. I think that's looking good. Now I have to figure out if I'm just going to set it on like a plate stand. Probably need to make a hanger in case you want to hang it. I'll probably have to do that with some jute and something a little stronger than hot glue, because this is slick and it would just probably come right off. Okay, I think that is finished. That was fast, easy project. What I'm doing now is I had this bear I've had this bear since the 80s, probably. Late 80s. And it had a wreath, and it had a bow. It still has its little jacket. It had a little clay pot. The clay pot's missing, but the string that goes around it is still there. But I found a little clay pot, and I don't know. I think I like it better, this color, kind of a rusty color. I'm going to try it, and if I don't like it, I have some clay pot color from Dixie Belle. I'll paint it back. But I've got some material here and a wreath, and I'm going to fix it back up the way it was. Okay, I've made a little bow and put it on the grapevine, and I've made a little bow and put it right there. Well, no, I haven't glued that down yet. I think I want it about right there. And I'm going to, I don't need that much moss. Take a little bit of moss and put in there. Okay, now I want to run a little bit of this material, just a little around the wreath. Ouch. That's hot. Okay, I'm going to put that about right there. Cut it off. And that goes right there. And it glue it on a little bit so it doesn't get knocked off. Probably could have used a little bit bigger of a flower pot, but the other one I had was too big. And I had a bunch, but I don't know where I stored them. I haven't a clue. Now there's what we got so far. I'm going to put some Sweet Annie down in the little flower pot. And I can have a big clump in that. Okay, let's cut it right. Hope that's okay. Yeah, that's cute. I am going to put some hot glue on it so it stays in there. I don't really think it needs anything else. I don't remember what the little clay pot had in it. I don't remember. It seems like it was some sunflowers. But I like that. Yeah, that's going to stay. Okay. That was quick and easy, and it's been sitting in my craft room, and I keep saying, I love that little bear, but it doesn't go with my stuff, but I decided I'm going to set it on a shelf somewhere. I think it's cute. I wonder if my daughter, she watches. Sometimes my other daughter watches. Sometimes my son. So I wonder if any of them remember this bear.